And d5 by Jan, his last attempt to anchor the bishop on e4. The bishop anchors the knight. A conga line formed. The problem is that he is down in exchange, and white's king is safer than it has ever been. Hikaru still with the challenge of kind of untangling and coordinating his pieces, and he's trying to do that by playing rook f6, vacating and opening up the pathway for the knight to get to d6. How is Nepo going to avoid a trade of either rooks or minor pieces?
Maybe he's not so afraid of knight d6 takes e4 because he'll just put a pawn on e4. And if he can get this g3 pawn, if he could trade off the pawn on e4 that's about to be there and the pawn on g3, maybe he feels like I'm down in exchange, but I have chances to hold this one.
He most certainly does. If he takes g3, I agree. Even knight and 3 against rook and 3, that is a lost position, though. And Hikaru says, forget knight and 3 versus rook and 3. You are not getting my g-pawn. The king is too weak here. If black tries knight h4, you have this check on g7. It's an intermezzo, and the other rook gets into the game. And once that happens, I think the game is over.
It was rook h2. He needs to play c5 followed by knight d4. That's his biggest idea in this position. And for Hikaru, is there a way to free up that rook on c1? You're saying rook e6, just going after the e4 pawn. That actually looks very promising, because if e4 drops in favorable way for Hikaru, then Jan will not be able to drum up enough counterplay.
And he's about to play it. And remember, after rook e6, rook e2, you can send the other rook over to h1, and there is a ladder mate threat. I think rook h1 ends the game. I think rook h1 ends the game here. I just don't see a single chance here for Jan. Maybe king d7 after rook h1?
Or b5.
You know, defending... Which move?
Is it after rook h1? Is there... Well, rook takes c2 check is not out of the question, but I think you lose the resulting endgame. But otherwise, b5, b6 to b5 to give your king the b6 square.
Great tactical eye by you, but b5, I'm afraid that white will go rook h to h6. I will try to eliminate your c-pawn in order to close down your last source of shelter, the c-pawn along the 6th rank, which gives the king this escape pathway to a5 potentially. But it's not coming fast enough. b5 is played.
Yes, Jan plays b5. I think rook h6 looks very powerful. But in the event of rook h6, I think black is b4 check as the only move. Just trying to save the black king by distracting white's king.
But he plays a3, which is also good. You're just stopping b4.
All right. And
rook e3
check, but the king runs away, and now you're in just dire straits.
No, knight comes back to d4. Jan's still trying to use his remaining pieces, fighting tooth and nail. All of the blood has been spilled here. Can Hikaru put the finishing touches on this game? He's going to go b4. He's going to go b4. It's mate.
Oh, my goodness. It is checkmate.
Oh, my lands.
And he tries to run away. But b4 check still is good, right? Because the king goes up to c4, and maybe there's not a mate there. Rook e5, rook c5.
Yeah, that is a mate. I think b4 forces king d6, but then you win the knight. Rook d7 and rook h5. b4 ends the game.
Wow. And if
b4 is immediate game.
Hikaru Nakamura will take this Armageddon if that's the case, and we'll see Hikaru on the clock. He has so much extra time. He is calculating. He's doing the right thing. He's not rushing because he knows the position on the board is winning. He doesn't need to worry about the clock.
If you see Hikaru touch the b-pawn, the Fischer Random World Championship will be over. Hikaru is one move away from $65,000 additional dollars, as well as the title, and he's taking all of the time he needs to take. He doesn't play b4. He plays rook d7. The game extends for a couple more moves.
But now b4,
he plays it.
It will lead to checkmate. Because if the king goes up to c4, you have rook h5 swinging to c5 with mate. If the king goes back to b6, there's rook b7, rook takes a7, and the other rook comes. Here it is, rook h5 on the board. Hikaru Nakamura wins the Fischer Random World Championship. What a performance from him. He lost game 3 in the match. Game 4 was a draw offer agreed to. And Jan Nepomniachtchi gave all he could handle. But when it all is said and done, Hikaru Nakamura stands at the top of the world in Fischer Random.
That was an insane finale. I'll be totally honest. When the queens were off the board and when Jan found the move knight g4, I thought that he basically had the draw in his pocket. It was a symmetrical position. Black was flat out better. He wasn't even down on time. And then all of a sudden, Hikaru's ability to build up his piece activity in the span of 3 moves, and Jan's decision to trade that bishop on c3, that I think was the initial culprit. But the way that Hikaru punished him, the way that he built up his advantage and then converted his extra exchange, eliminating all possible counterplay, that was exquisite. And that is what we have come to expect from Hikaru Nakamura in the last couple of years.
For sure. And Jan Nepomniachtchi, he's walking away. You know, he must be disappointed with how that finished, but he was a half point away from the $150,000 and, more importantly to him, the Fisher Random World Championship title.